Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slamhub Wrestling. Myself Suprit, and this is the Monday Night Raw review for May 18th, 2020. If this is your first time on the channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for all notifications. We here in Slamhub Wrestling cover all pro wrestling related stuff, including reviews for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and New Japan as well. We also have a flagship podcast called the Slam of Wrestling Podcast, dropping every week. So I'm joined by Abhishek Aneja, aka Abby Maniac. What's up, Abby?
I am fine, Suprit. How about you?
Honestly, I'm not doing good. Feeling a little low.
What happened? Something related to health? I
Uh,
hope
you go
I
on.
hope it is not going to trigger anybody in regards to the quote unquote virus that is out there.
Uh, I think it's a whole lot of mixture, not just health. So,
Okay.
so what did you think about the show?
Uh, I thought that the show was good. It is the first time for a long time that I have seen the whole show, the whole 3 hours or 2.5 hours. In spite of, you can say, the advertisement. So the show was good, in my opinion. What about you?
I knew you would say something like this. It's like you are watching WWE for the first time.
You have a very critical opinion or a bad for today's show. How was it, in your opinion?
So I said before, this is one of the reason I was feeling a little low seeing this 3 hour show.
Okay, okay, okay.
This was
Mhm.
not this was not even a decent show, nothing interesting of note, and that's all I can say.
Uh-huh. Um, uh, you can say if it could be your opinion if you are a reviewer, if you want very more development of storylines. I was seeing the show from the entertainment aspect of the show, in maybe, so I was entertained. I was, in Vince McMahon's words, sports entertained. So I thought of the show as good. Maybe next week would have a better opinion, or an expert sort of opinion with regards to everything, that if they are doing well or not, with regards to the whole show, that you have been sitting for 2.5 hours watching the show. That is also a chore in its own, that watching the whole show, and then if you were entertained or not. So we'll see next week. So what was happening this week, we should discuss now.
So let's break down some segments and less wrestling matches.
Hmm.
So show kicks off with a segment between Randy Orton and Edge. Charlie Caruso was once again out there to host this damn thing. By the way, they are going all in with this greatest ever wrestling match thing.
Hmm. They're dubbing
So
it. They're dubbing it.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. So Orton explained his challenge last week was plain and simple. Edge then came out and started putting putting Orton over, calling him one of the best. But the thing was that he had to scratch and claw for everything while Orton was handed everything. Edge added
Hmm.
that Orton doesn't love this business like him. Orton stopped Edge saying, "Get to the main point." And yes, Edge accepted. So the match is official for Backlash. The promo segment was good for me. Personally, not expecting a lot from this match considering what happened at WrestleMania. What about you?
It is being, basically it is storytelling, and now you have weeks to build. So now you had to do something. So this week they were now pinpointing that if Edge had to if Edge would accept or not, that Orton was signaling to doubt and fear to of Edge not accepting with a clear intention last week to Orton's challenge to a straight up wrestling match for Backlash. And Edge would and should have doubt regarding ring rust and the crowd reactions, even at home or in the arena, whatever, after being outside the square circle for so long. It is easy to get reactions with when you have weapons in your arsenal and a hardcore match. So Edge, as you said, was talking about his path, scratching, clawing his way to the top, and in the end, Orton got what he wanted. It is basically a normal singles match, a wrestling's match, but it is being dubbed as one of the greatest wrestling matches because both are legends in their own right, and they are fighting off one another now in a singles bout in the confines of a ring, and there would not be anything else. So we'll see what happens now. First bout, Edge won. Now we'll see what happens in this match. That's it
So
for
from
this
that,
match.
you
Promo
gone?
was good.
Yeah.
Both are good on the microphone, so it is engaging.
So let's see what they do in ring wise.
Yes, yes. That is the main challenge for Edge. That is what Orton was pointing out to. That you have to engage the crowd. Now, he was out for so long, Edge, and now he has the challenge to engage the crowd only with moves, with in ring psychology. So that would be a challenge in its own. The win is another thing, but now you have to engage and enthrall the crowd with only the in ring aspect, the in ring thing you have. Let's
But
see.
but still that tag, the greatest match, the greatest wrestling match is still too much.
Yes, it is, but you have to give a moniker to certain matches in order to market it. So that is why they have given it the moniker of the greatest wrestling match. Yeah, that's the thing. So that's it. It is more of a marketing purposes thing. And for video packages, that's it.
So from that we went to Seth Rollins with his own promo segment. Buddy Murphy accompanied him. So Rollins came out normal this week wearing a nice suit and his hair was nicely tied in a bun. So he explained his actions from last week, but not once he took the blame, saying Rey Mysterio was sacrificed for the greater good, because without darkness there can't be no light. He then mocked Mysterio, saying, "If you can watch this," he just wants to say from the bottom of his heart, "You're welcome." Then came out my le- then came out my least favorite WWE superstar Humberto Carrillo, who spoke in clear English, by the way. He called Rollins a coward after what he did to Mysterio, who he considers his idol. Rollins cuts him off and says, "If you want to fight, then you can go through his disciple Murphy." So we get a match between Murphy versus Humberto. This went 3 minutes. Carrillo gets distracted, but Carrillo gets distracted. This led to Murphy to hit the Murphy slow and get the win. Post-match, Rollins ordered Murphy to continue the beatdown until Aleister Black came out for the save as the heels escaped. The promo was good by Rollins. So 3 months ago, I couldn't take the Masai gimmick seriously, but the last few weeks has made me appreciate the gimmick more. What about you?
Same, I would agree now. Now, as I also watched the full promo, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. He was channeling very much the character, and he has honed that character. First of all, I want to say that a promo after a promo is a little bad choice. that could lead to losing some viewers, because you should have first a promo and then immediately a match. But they had to, if they were having Seth Rollins and Murphy in the ring, so they had to explain what happened with Rey Mysterio. So they had to use promo of Seth Rollins explaining. So the expressions which Seth Rollins gave when Humberto Carrillo's music just hit were gold. It like he was channeling some thoughts from another dimension regarding Rey Mysterio, and you said that he had to be sacrificed. He just got into the when the music hit, he just got into the 3D, the physical realm, and then only Rollins' presence outside the ring was affecting Carrillo, and then Carrillo lost because of Seth Rollins' presence. And basically, it seems that you are saying that Carrillo is not a good baby face, and it could be that Carrillo, they are seeing him that they would be building him as an underdog, getting him beat. He is just a little close to win every time, but he just doesn't win ever. So maybe they are building him as an underdog character. That is what maybe they are thinking about, because he's not winning for some time now. So it could be that Carrillo is being built as an underdog, and post match, whatever happened, it is now great. Seth Rollins is one of the best things on Raw television. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
So next up we had King Corbin was backstage yelling at someone. He was complaining that he doesn't have his own locker room. Typical Corbin segment, nothing much.
He a little bit of establishment for a little bit of build for the main event. And if people are unaware of the SmackDown product, who are now on Fox, now who are watching Raw on the USA Network, they should be now getting indulged for the main event. So that is why this segment was a little bit built up for Corbin, that he is a prick basically, and he is the king of the ring, and basically he was just throwing his weight around. Basically, that is what he is, that is what his character is, and that is what is required. Getting him familiar with the audience of Monday Night Raw.
Liv Morgan had a sit down promo segment. Morgan started talking about her mom, calling her a hero. Her mom didn't have a job, but she didn't quit at all. A few weeks ago, Liv Morgan faced Charlotte Flair where she lost, but she learned something from that match. It's that she is just like her mother. She won't quit as well, and that's why one day she'll become Raw Women's Champion. WWE finally putting effort on telling us who Liv Morgan is.
Yes, but in my opinion, the promo didn't felt uh, heartfelt or impactful. It is a good, uh, you can say, thinking that they are now getting into the art of getting Liv Morgan promo time, but it didn't felt, because of her expressions. It felt, the promo felt a little quote unquote plastic. They edited and produced it well, that she just said and it immediately cut to the ring. So it didn't feel as bad as it was, because if she gave a little bit more of the expression, or a little bit more of the emotion to the things that she was saying, it could have been more impactful. That is my personal opinion. But with regards to giving her promo time, that is good, but you should have gotten more out of her. in that 2 to 3 minutes. That is my take.
So Liv Morgan mentioned Charlotte Flair. So Charlotte Flair came out next. Hey Abby, before that, you want to hear a joke?
Yes, sure.
So Charlotte Flair said that she is the most hardworking superstar in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That's the joke.
uh, when you will hear my opinion, that won't be a joke.
But let's
let's get
get okay,
let's
okay.
get through the segment. Then you will hear my opinion regarding it.
So she started bragging about how she's great and how she can travel to all three brands. She talks about her upcoming match with Bailey on SmackDown and says she will be happy to teach Bailey that there are actually levels to being a champion. She then
Hmm.
challenged Ruby Riott for a match, so we had the match, which was short but good. Riott was working on the injured hand of Flair after she accidentally chopped the ring post. Final parts of the match saw the Riott kick, the Riott kick getting countered into the figure eight, and that was it. Charlotte did a great job selling the injury, and that was it.
Hmm. Uh, One of the things that I would like to say that in this whole show, more promos were there. That is good for the storytelling aspect of the product. That is good. And now Charlotte. Now this is the opinion regarding Charlotte Flair for this show, which in a way developed that Charlotte is being used, as you said, on all brands. Uh, it is basically, in my opinion, being done to build stars. She is an established personality, no doubt about it. She is being loved or she is being hated. Nowadays, she is being hated more. First of all, she is a heel, so it is good that she is being hated. She is hated more because she is appearing on every brand. You need a threat and an established villain for an underdog or a baby face. You want to win and defeat her, her being Charlotte Flair. Now, I think Liv Morgan is the focus for the feud on Raw, and now Charlotte is adding fuel to the fire to the budding rift between Bailey and Sasha on SmackDown, and she is looking for challengers and creating a buzz for NXT. Now, Ruby Riott is related to Liv Morgan in a way, so it also adds to the story that why she fought Charlotte Flair on Monday Night Raw this week. So, the quote unquote workhorse Charlotte Flair is this. This is my take. What is your opinion regarding Charlotte Flair?
I agree on the points you brought out about Charlotte Flair, but don't you think at the same time she is being presented on TV a lot? Like, isn't that an overkill to see Charlotte on each and every week, and now all three shows?
Yes, I agree on the aspect that now but it is also being done to create stars. You have to elevate stars. Now, Raw is there is an absence of the biggest star you had who was getting a check of $1 million, Becky Lynch. And you have to have a big baby face. How will you have a big baby face when you have an established villain there in order to build a baby face? What happened with the Iconics later in the show? They teased a split, which I talked about last week. That now WWE needs someone to grab the brass ring. They need a new star. They need a new person to step up to the plate. They cannot rely on only established women. Charlotte, Bailey, Sasha Banks. They need more. So these things will happen. They are doing Charlotte Flair on every show, and Charlotte is also not maybe fearful of the environment that is outside. So she is going around on every show. Meanwhile, many of the roster are still at home, not going to work. So what will you do? You will use the people who are willing to work. So they are using Charlotte Flair on every show to advance storylines. It is an overkill for the fans, but the fact is the overkill is also resulting in you hating her, and she is a villain. You are hating her. It is good. It is good for the brand that you are hating her and she is a villain.
So we had Bobby Lashley being interviewed until MVP came out, and he started giving Lashley a pep talk and trying to make him realize his potential. MVP reminded Lashley it's been 13 years since he last challenged for the WWE Championship. MVP assumed Lashley doesn't want trophies anymore because he already has a trophy wife. La- Lashley then gets annoyed. MVP said to chill and think about it. Anything you want to talk about this?
Uh,
We
yes,
have Lashley in the next segment, so
yes. I liked the segment, and now it is now official that it is a pairing of MVP and Lashley. MVP recruiting Lashley and getting his head in the game basically, and making him lust for some gold. I love it. Intensity, and then also adding fuel to the trouble in paradise with Lana. It is good. It is adding to the ongoing storylines with Lana, and then also building Lashley as a huge threat for the future. Now he's lusting for some gold. Is it for the WWE Championship, or which we thought about in the last podcast that he might go for Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? We'll see what happens.
Asuka had a championship celebration. Kairi Sane was in the ring and just like Humberto, she was speaking clear cut English. She introduced Asuka. Asuka came out. Sane gave her a bouquet of flowers. Asuka thanked Sane and showed her happiness of being the new champion. Sane brought up the fact that Asuka is now a Grand Slam champion after winning the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Women's Tag Team titles. Sane then started playing something on a flute until Nia Jax came out and interrupted. She wasn't pleased with the celebration and said that Asuka doesn't deserve the Raw Women's Championship, considering how she won it. Jax revealed her plans on winning the title. Asuka had heard enough and took her out, and that's that. So basically, this is Asuka having a title defense against Nia Jax at Backlash before she eventually falls to one Shayna Baszler.
Mm. It, it it could happen, but right now they are if they have given or gifted Asuka with the Raw Women's Championship, so they might think about building Asuka as a baby face, which is very difficult right now because she was a heel, and now you are getting a complete, 180. You are completely changing her direction.
That's because
She,
that's because that's because even if she played heel, Asuka is so beloved in the internet wrestling community. So
yes, she is beloved, but the fact is, you are changing her character, which CM Punk also pointed out at WWE backstage that you could have just made due with her character only, that she was a heel. Last week when Becky announced her pregnancy, she could have just misted her on the face, Asuka, and took the belt and just went off. So it could have taken Asuka to the top of the mountain as a heel, as a villain, as a top villain, and then you have other people gunning for her championship, and also getting revenge for Becky Lynch. It could be a good narrative, but now you are going to the other direction that you have made Asuka as a baby face, but now you have to also build her as a baby face with everyone, not just the hardcore wrestling fans, but also with the masses who were thinking that she was a villain who misted everyone and then got the victory and was quote unquote a warrior. Now you have completely changed her character, and now she is fighting a person like Nia Jax, quote unquote unsafe worker. Now let's see. Asuka won't be losing the title, in my opinion. But the point you made about Shayna Baszler, uh, it it would happen that Shayna Baszler would get the belt if Asuka is unable to get over as a babyface. But if she's not, if she is, then Shayna Baszler also would fall to the Empress. Let's see what
King,
happens.
King Corbin was in an interview segment where he talked about his upcoming match with McIntyre. He planned to beat him, and he also thought of one day becoming WWE champion in the main event of WrestleMania. So we had Bobby Lashley versus R-Truth. Truth had a pre-match promo as he wasn't happy with Bobby Lashley lately. He hopes Lashley doesn't lock him in the full Nelson lock, which he called the Nelson from The Simpsons. He also thinks Tom Brady is the 24/7 champion, not Rob Gronk, and added he will win back his 48/7, 7-11 European TV Championship, and that's it. So
Uh,
we get to the match. This went 3 minutes. Truth brought back his the little Ricky persona from last week. Lashley dominated this match entirely. Lashley then locked in the full Nelson, and that was it. Like I said last week, they are rebuilding Lashley as a legit threat. Thus, the new finisher, the full Nelson.
uh,
MVP came out. MVP came out to congratulate Lashley. In the back, Lana was seeing this and wasn't pleased as she started screaming and throwing stuff around.
uh, uh, First of all, I saw this match to the entirety. I was excited to see this match. First of all, R-Truth is a brilliant entertainer and he's funny as F. So that is also one of the reasons. And plus, Lashley, they are building him as a huge star or as a huge threat, as you said. So it had a little bit of the aura that you have to see this match. So it is good. So whatever they are doing with Lashley, it is manifesting, it is happening. So I was excited to see this match, and it was important in a way. Whatever they are doing, it is doing wonders, and R-Truth did his job to perfection in this match. And as far as Lana's reaction goes, it was very, very bad. Very, very bad. It didn't look genuine at all. She was looking at the screen, and then after that maybe some guy gave a cue, and then she threw the stuff around. It didn't look good. She has done very well in the past. I have heard and I have seen one or two clips, but in this time, in this instance, it didn't look good. It didn't look good. She didn't go overboard. She didn't go overboard, which she had to. Which she had to. But it didn't go well. But the fact is, whatever is happening in the ring, it it would, you know, over overscale what happened with Lana. So whatever is happening is good
Asuka
overall.
and, Asuka and Kairi Sane continued their celebration backstage as Nia Jax was seen stalking them. From that, we get to the Women's Tag Team Championship match, the Iconics versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. This went 3 minutes. By the way, this is a championship match. Bliss and Cross retained after Peyton Royce got disqualified after not listening to referee's warning. And that's all, folks.
Now, Iconics are former tag team champions. They won at WrestleMania to a huge, shocking, and also a good reaction. They are irritating to many people. They are entertaining too. They are villains. If they are entertaining, they are irritating, then they are supposed to be that. Just like I said last week, and I also reiterated that point, that WWE is now looking for the next person who can grab the brass ring after Becky Lynch leaving. So Peyton Royce, in the midst of the match, as you said, got angry and posted Alexa Bliss thrice, which called for a DQ finish. Then Billy Kay was selling the moves in the match very, very, very good, in my opinion. Maybe Iconics, after the post match promo, whatever happened, she slapped her, and whatever is happening, in my opinion, they are on the verge of a split. Iconics would not be together no more, as they were split in NXT initially. So that's what may be brewing.
Whatever you want to say, this is not the right time to break up the Iconics. No, they can't go their separate ways right now.
But they are looking for a single star, so they are going for it, WWE. Because, and also, Iconics were not being featured on television for weeks, for months. So now they have now you are given an opportunity to become a single star, so and have a legit chance to become a top star in the division. So they are going for it, and Iconics would also welcome that it is a chance. You have to grab it, and you have to work for it very hard and get over with the crowd also, in a way. So they are going for it.
But sorry,
Let's see.
the Iconics are not the big star they are looking for.
Yes, you can say that. You can say that. It is your opinion. And right now, the position they are in, you cannot say that they are huge stars. They have to build them in order to be huge stars. Becky Lynch, when she debuted in NXT, she was doing an Irish gimmick with a tap dance. Nobody would have said that she would be a huge star. Even after doing many things in NXT, nobody would have said that she would be a huge star. Even on SmackDown, she was just secluded with the belt. Nobody would have said that what she has done till date would have made her a huge star when she was in SmackDown. She was a flag bearer of the division. She made stars in the name of Alexa Bliss and other people in 2016, in my opinion, when it was the draft and she was in SmackDown, while other big women's wrestlers were on Raw. While she was secluded on SmackDown, she was the flag bearer. Nobody would have said that she would be a huge star. You cannot say that somebody would be a huge star in the initial moments. You will have to wait and see what the build up is, what will happen in the future, in the upcoming 1 year, to have an expert opinion on their career.
So from that we went to Kairi Sane was seen sitting alone playing a flute. Nia Jax appeared from the back, and in typical Nia Jax fashion, she hurt Kairi Sane. Asuka and a trainer then came out to check on Sane. Asuka got mad when she learned that Nia Jax was behind this. Asuka then went on to find Nia Jax. She finally found her. She tried to confront Jax, but Jax wasn't interested. Asuka got mad, pulled Jax by the hair, and kicked her brains out.
Uh, in my opinion, that was a little surprising that the baby face is confronting the villain and also gets an upper hand. That was refreshing, and it was also exciting that they just Asuka hit Nia Jax, and she told her who's boss and told her she is a champion and to not mess with her friend Kai Sane. And yes, they are building for a match, for a future title match, and it is, it is a part of the story, so it is fine. And it was also different, so it is good.
We had a submission match between Shayna Baszler and Natalia. This went about 4 minutes. Final parts of the match saw Natalia had a heel hook locked in. Baszler countered that into a Kirifuda clutch to get the win. This was just Baszler getting another win while Natalia is slowly starting to lose her mind.
Mm. Shayna Baszler basically, this match happened because Shayna ran her mouth on Becky Lynch last week and commented on TJ Wilson and Natalia, that is Tyson Kidd and Natalia not having a kid. The personal shit basically. So that was the foundation of this match, as you said. So Shayna Baszler has a wrestling and an MMA background, and Natalia was trained in the Hard Dungeon. So this was a submission match, and Shayna locked in the end moments of the match. Shayna locked the arm and prevented Natalia to get the rope break, and then got the victory from the Kirifuda clutch. That was brilliant. That was brilliant in my opinion. And now Shayna Baszler has two wins on a established veteran. And now some people would say gatekeeper, but whatever. And then Natalia becomes an emotional wreck. As you said, she has become an emotional wreck after her losses, being a gatekeeper, become depressed and angry, and also she just trashed the Kevin Owens show set, basically. So let's see what happens with Natalia. They're building towards something. Let's see.
Speaking about Kevin Owens, he came out and he didn't care about the set at all. Kevin Owens show basically. He explained his absence on Raw saying that he was banged up. So speaking about the Kevin Owens show, so the guest of the shows were Zelina Vega and her boys. Vega put Vega put down Owens saying that she knows why they were invited only to have a possible Jerry Springer like segment. Vega put over all three of her boys, calling Andrade the champion among all you insects, Angel Garza who breaks faces and breaks hearts, and Austin Theory, the up and coming prodigy. She said Owens is not on the same level compared to her boys, thus explaining why he was standing on the apron. Owens explained that he wanted to give them the spotlight and also at the same time wanted to stay out of any trouble. Owens said that there was yet another guest and it was the returning Apollo Crews. So we get a quick tag team match, Apollo Crews and Kevin Owens versus Andrade and Angel Garza. So the babyface team got the win when the referee was distracted. Austin Theory tried to take out Crews but accidentally hit Garza. This allowed Apollo Crews to hit the toss powerbomb on Garza for the win, and that was it. Post match, Garza and Andrade attacked Theory, so he was the odd one out.
Hmm. In the promo, in the segment just before the match, also it was looking to me because I am not, I was not following the product very closely. So it looked a little off, that something is off only with Austin Theory, that he called that uh, Zelina Vega ma'am. So I was thinking that something is brewing now in the future, that he would be the one who would be kicked to the curb. So now adding dissension was, apparent among the Zelina Vega faction. Zelina Vega has a presence now. She is one of the best wrestling personalities on Raw. She has a presence. She has the mic skills. She is good. And now with, and also the dissension also, reached its boiling point when Theory got a shot at Angel Garza, as you said. Theory looks like a white cut babyface, so it is a good choice. But afterwards, what happened, that is a little different story. Cruz and Owens got everything that they had in the small match that they were given. They were aggressive and they got everything. They just steamrolled the Vega faction. And, it is good to see Kevin Owens back after WrestleMania.
So we're speaking about Austin Theory. He was not done for the night. So up next was Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy versus Mo. This went about 3 minutes. Rollins was out there as well. Apparently, Austin Theory was at ringside laying. Rollins saw this and helped him up. There was a few seconds of a stare down between Theory and Rollins until Rollins ordered Theory um, to attack Black, which caused the DQ. Nothing much. Austin Theory just changed parties, and that was it.
Hmm. So basically, Austin Theory joined Seth Rollins' faction, another disciple for the Monday Night Messiah. I also saw that Murphy, who is not Suprit's buddy, doesn't look too pleased. He didn't look too pleased after Seth Rollins got another disciple. There were already signs that maybe Murphy is gonna backstab Rollins soon. Now it is going to only add fuel to the fire that this development happened. Now, also, Aleister Black being featured in the third hour is great for him. He was also featured on Money in the Bank men's match. I am lost. I am sad for Aleister Black's character, that the dark character, that he looks now a little off. He's not there, his character anymore. He is coming for run-ins to save people. So the dark character is gone, it seems. He is just a normal person with a lot of tattoos. Maybe he's CM Punk. Maybe you give him a white T-shirt with Chicago, or maybe write Dark Valley, Death Valley in the bank, in the back, because the thing that made him different, the thing that made him appear like he is one of the best things on Raw, and could be the future, and could be one of the biggest stars in the future, you have, it seems, taken away from him. Only the entrance doesn't cut it. Only the entrance and only the Titantron doesn't cut it, in my opinion. What do you
That's
think about Aleister Black's character now?
well, that's what happens when you come hot from NXT and you are given to Vince McMahon. At least he's getting a push under the guidance of Paul Heyman, but
Yes,
uh, he has lost that mystique. I'm saying that mystique he once had in NXT.
mm, yes, that was the point I was trying to say. Yes, I agree. You can
So,
say he lost something and he got something.
yeah. So from that we go to a axe throwing contest between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. So this was held in the Vikings backyard maybe. The Profits didn't the Profits didn't even know how to throw an axe. At one point they accidentally hit a police car nearby. Two police officers came out, um, and it was looking like they were going to arrest somebody, but it didn't happen. As the officers let them go, the lady officers as the lady officer found Ivor cute, and that was it.
This segment was happening throughout the show, in my opinion.
Yes,
And what it is basically for entertainment. Now, WWE is World Wrestling Entertainment. Last week we had basketball. This week now we are back to the Vikings playhouse. Having axes being thrown and the stuff you do in the woods, in the caves, whatever, the Woodstock stuff. So it is basically entertainment. So that is what the writers came up with. What do I say? Basically, it is just entertainment. If you laughed, it is good. It is basically that you should know that who are the tag champions?
the Street Profits.
Street Profits. Huh? So basically, that they are the tag team champions and they are a part of the roster. Basically, that's it. And now both the teams are, in a way, are they competitive or are they friends? I don't know. Because of these video packages, it seems that they are friends. Whatever it is happening, it is entertainment. But basically, it is entertainment, not at all wrestling. Or what is your
Tag,
opinion?
tag team division rocks in WWE. Yes.
That is why the revolt also was talking about that is which we also brushed upon in our last podcast.
So the main event: Drew McIntyre versus King Corbin. MVP and Lashley came out to scout competition. This went 9 minutes. Final parts of the match saw Corbin going for the inside out clothesline but ran into the Claymore, and that's it. Another thing to note, McIntyre kicking out of one in big matches is becoming a thing now.
Hmm.
And that's how the show went off air. A useless match. How can we expect Corbin to beat the WWE champion when he couldn't even beat Elias? This brand to brand invitational sucks. This match sucks. This show sucks.
uh, Basically, what I said last week that Corbin is an established villain. That is why he was called upon to elevate, or you can say, establish Drew McIntyre, the new WWE champion, as a legit babyface or as a fan favorite. So that is why they used this brand invitational thing for Baron Corbin, an established person, established villain who everybody hates. So you want Drew McIntyre to beat him. Everybody wants him. So that is what the purpose was, basically. So they got it. That's it. And now they also used it for furthering a feud or establishing a foundation for a future feud, that is Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, which I guess I have seen in Impact Wrestling. It would be a good match. Both the competitors are great in their own right. It would be great. We'll see what happens in the future. We have Lashley, we have MVP, we have Lana, we have Drew McIntyre. Four people in the feud. Anything can happen.
Talking about Bobby Lashley, so McIntyre is in the same situation like Asuka. So he's gonna go through Bobby Lashley before he gets to Jinder Mahal.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. See,
So that was Raw.
yes, that was Monday Night Raw.
Like I said, not even a decent show. Nothing much of interest.
Yes, it was furthering of and establishing new storylines that was happening in the show. And more of promos, storytelling, rather than, I guess, wrestling, as you said.
So where can these guys find you?
Uh, Guys, I'm Abhishek Aneja, aka Abhimaniac on Wrestle Square. I am the commentator and acting general manager on screen for Wrestle Square. You can watch the episodes, the weekly episodes of Wrestle Square at youtube.com/Wrestle Square. You can connect with me on social media at Abbymaniac, ABBYMANIAC on Instagram and Twitter.
You can find Slam Up Wrestling on Twitter at SlamUpW, Instagram at SlamUp Wrestling. Our podcast and reviews are mainly audio based. And if you don't want your YouTube app running for that, then you can catch Slam Up Wrestling on Anchor and Spotify as well. This was the Monday Night Raw review, and we will see you guys next time.